I'm Lena Redman, founder of the Resilience Revolution. I'm really passionate about advocating the importance of good mental health and well-being, especially that of young people and their families. We know that with good mental health, people are better able to manage and cope with life's challenges, and this builds resilience. One of the ways that I really enjoy supporting the mental health and well-being of young people is through my practical and knowledge-based workshops. Unfortunately, with the current restrictions in place, I'm unable to offer those workshops. However, I still want to be able to support young people and their families during this time. So I've put together a Ask Me Anything video series. Today, I bring you the first question, which is, how do I know the difference between anxiety-related behaviour that my child might be expressing, or whether they're just being plain naughty? And this is a tricky one to decipher for all parents. Parenting is hard at the best of times. I think the best way that I can answer this question is to explore where behaviours are coming from in the first place. And for this, I often use the iceberg analogy. When we think about an iceberg, what we can see is what's above the surface. And when we think about children's behaviour, they are the things that we don't want to see. They're yelling, they're kicking, they're not doing what they're told, the lack of respect, the tantrums, the whinging, all of those things that are difficult and challenging in our children. But what we need to consider so that we can respond effectively is what is beneath the surface. And often, children are dealing with so many things beneath the surface, just as we are as adults. So, our feelings beneath the surface are what's triggering our behaviour above the surface of the iceberg. So when we consider or reflect upon the fact that when we're seeing a child who's throwing a tantrum, underneath the surface what could be happening is that they're really tired, they're really hungry, or something's just happened that they're not happy with. They've been told they can't do something, so they're frustrated. And when children are quite young, they don't have the words to articulate how they're feeling, so they will just act out. Because as yet, they might not have any other skills to manage that feeling any better than to act out in unhelpful ways. Often, what lies beneath the surface in many children these days is some worry, some anxiety, which is normal. It's just another feeling. It's just a tricky one. And no one likes feeling it, especially young children, because it's scary in itself when they feel that feeling. And so they will come out fighting, and that will look like behaviours that we don't want to see as parents. So I feel that there is probably no such thing as naughty behaviour. There's difficult behaviour, there's challenging behaviour. But what lies beneath the surface, if we stop and pause and reflect on what that might be, as parents, we'll often find that we react in a lot calmer, more compassionate way to our children. And that gives us the ability to teach them. That's a teachable moment, rather than reacting out of our own frustration, our own anger towards what's happening. It's really important to remember that our children are just as human as we are. So the best way that we can manage their challenging behaviour is role modelling to them what it looks like to manage our tricky feelings. That way, they are better able to explore more helpful ways of dealing with feelings and becoming more resilient. I hope this has helped. I look forward to talking to you all again next week. In the meantime, please go to the Resilience Revolution Facebook page or Instagram page where you'll be able to send me a private message with any further questions that you have.